Welcome back to the Communication Mastery podcast with me, Mark Burlinson. In this season in 2026, we're going to spend some time looking back and replaying some of the episodes that some of you have asked about in your comments. And in between those, I'm going to be back with little snippets each week of helpful information that you can put into practice in your business, in your life, to help you grow your communication mastery. I've got some exciting news this week because we're just coming online with a whole expansion of the Communication Mastery program, where a lot of what we've talked about in previous episodes has been rooted in that tool that I described at the beginning of the podcast called the Life Languages, where we have 7 different languages that each of us has in our profile in a unique blend. And that's a very valuable tool. But over the last couple of years, Life Languages International have also been investing a great deal of time and science into developing a business focused model, a communication intelligence platform called Communication IQ. And it's based on assessment driven insights. So there's an assessment that your team can take. Each of your employees, all of your managers, even the C-suite, the executive level folks can benefit from taking this assessment and getting the insights from it, where the percentiles for each of the 7 styles will give you an understanding of, when you walk into a room, where do you stand relative to everyone else in that room in the way that you prefer to communicate. You will have 1 or 2, maybe 3 styles where you are higher than 70-80% of the people in the room with that style. So you walk in knowing I have something to offer, but you also walk in knowing that I must understand that the other people in this room are not necessarily going to hear me the way I would communicate or the way I would hear me. And therefore you have the ability to modify how you show up, to adapt how you show up to the need of the situation. That's a great benefit to any business leader, to be able to have that kind of understanding. It's all about leadership development, helping you to become a more effective leader, but also to see team transformation as your team also understand these assessment driven insights. There's a technical manual that really explains the social science, the clever stuff in the background behind all of this. And because it's data driven, because it's scalable, it's workable for any size of business. And Communication IQ has consultants who can come to you and bring all of that model, all of that understanding, all of that insight to benefit your business in a way that is scalable, like I said, but also that helps you to identify all of the people that your team needs. And so you're going to be able to identify the visionary pioneers in your team. You're going to be able to identify the practical builders in your team. You're going to be able to highlight the inspirational connectors in your team, as well as the protective empaths in your team. Every team needs to have at least somebody who's going to be empathic to others around them, to see where the team is at on an emotional level, and to protect each member from being harmed by each other unwittingly. You're also going to be able, and this is probably one of the most important ones in a business team, but you're going to be able to identify the operational strategists and to help them not simply focus on strategy, but also to focus on the team so that the two can work together. Every team needs resource managers, and they will come to the fore through this assessment, as well as those who are inquisitive thinkers, the ones who want to discover things that the rest of us would miss. So those 7 unique individual styles are all present in your team, and you will be able to identify them through the Communication IQ assessment that is then applied through a planned program, a carefully designed program of consultancy, of coaching, of interaction over time This is not one of those, one-day workshops that everybody forgets about in 3 weeks' time. This is a way of embedding communication into your culture as a business, and it's bringing life to your team in a way that maybe haven't experienced before. And when you can see the results of the assessment, then you're going to be able to identify what's the biggest takeaway for your business, for your team, for your department. And then to be able to think through with the consultant what areas need more focus, what areas need more development, what areas need more skills grown into their team members. What's an area that you'd like to develop further that will benefit your goals as a company, your goals as an enterprise? And then how will you apply some of those insights in your everyday life? The way you operate day by day. Are the ways that you're building your team and maintaining your team and envisioning your team, are they working effectively? Or are there ways that you can change the focus and adapt the communication in order to be even more fruitful, even more effective? So that's the Communication Intelligence Platform, the Communication IQ program, and it's coming out into the wild right now as this podcast is being released. And so if that's something that you think would really benefit your business, I'd love for you to let me know, because I can get you into discussion with Communication IQ so that you can benefit immediately from some of the strengths of this new program. Life Languages is not going away. It will still be around for anybody to use, and it's another valuable tool in business as well as in other areas of civic organizations, non-profits, churches, families, community groups, and so on. But the difference between the two is that Communication IQ is very strongly science-based with these percentile scores, the norms that can be developed even for your own business. What are the norms of each of those 7 communication styles? And how do we compare to the norms? And what are the changes over time with those norms? Whereas with the Life Languages, they're more like percentage scores. How much of each language do I identify with? How much of each language do I speak fluently? How much of each language do I have in my own profile to be able to bring to interactions with others? And that profile report from the Life Languages is ideal for the sort of the more everyday life settings, if you like. Whereas Communication IQ is specifically for the business world. You can use both in business, but I want to encourage you to consider Communication IQ, because I think it could really be the difference for you. I've been waiting a couple of years for this to be available. I'm really excited about the potential that it brings to the table. And so every business that reaches out to me, I guarantee you, I'm going to make sure you get to the front of the line to be able to take advantage of this new communication profile, this new platform that's all about development of your team, transformation of relationships within your company, and leadership development, so that the cream rises to the top and you benefit most from all of the strengths of the people you've hired. So let me know if that's of value to you, and I'd be glad to have a discussion with you about where do we go from here to make the most of Communication IQ for your business. And if you're not in business, you're just listening to the podcast, remember Life Languages is still a very valuable thing for you. And you can retake your profile and get a fresh understanding of where you're at in communication. Let me know how I can help you with that as well. Business owners, go straight to my website now, send me a message and say, hey, yeah, this sounds like it would be good for me. Let's talk. I look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you back next week. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. It would mean a lot to me if you'd rate and review the podcast so it helps more listeners to find us. But also, would you give me your feedback on things you'd like to hear about in future episodes? And remember to share the episode with a friend if you see something that would benefit them as well. You can reach me with feedback through my website at markburlinson.com. Just click on the contact button and send me a message. I respond to everyone personally, and I really want to hear from you. So thank you again for listening, sharing, reviewing, and giving me your feedback.